Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 8. So we are now officially under 1 week away from The Flash being back from its longer than usual break following the opening to this season, which of course, contained the very well received Armageddon event. With us, of course, having this longer than usual break in order for the two shows of Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow being allowed to finish their respective seasons off, which was what happened over the past week, which included the introduction of Booster Gold to the Arrowverse, funnily enough, but anyway. As most of us should know, we are returning with a few interlude episodes, as they are called by the showrunner for The Flash, that of course, being Eric Wallace. And just a bonus point, just a bit of a fun fact or bonus piece of information. He's doing an interview this week, which, before season 8, he did an interview with the same group and it was one that wasn't well received. So fingers crossed this one's better well received, and we'll probably go over it whenever it comes out, but that's a wait and see. Now, the first of these interlude episodes, which is the episode hitting our eyeballs in just a handful of days, involves Bart, or Impulse, and Nora, or XS, and some time travel antics. And though many thought this would be a filler episode, to be honest, I sort of slided into that category, but also thought there might be some relevant stuff going forward. Well, it actually isn't a filler episode, apparently. Now, though it's part of this interlude portion of the season, some press that have been able to see the episode early have said it's relevant to everything that's going on and does feature returning characters that apparently we didn't see in the promos, but also introduces some new characters as well. Now, I would assume one of these, returning characters that hasn't been seen in the promos is Jay Garrick, as they literally have a photo of him with Bart and Nora on set when they're filming the episode, but he's not in any of the trailers or anything like that, or the synopsis for the episode, none of that. So he's not been shown in any of the official stuff. But I am intrigued to see if there is anyone else outside of him showing up. Now, the remaining interlude episodes after episode 6 and their relevance to everything going forward this season, of course, is another question, but episode 6 seems like it will be a must watch. But speaking of the other interlude episodes that follow episode 6, that of course being episodes 7 and 8, we have our first teasers for these episodes. And of course, that's what we're going to be going over today in this video. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know general thoughts, opinions, theories, predictions, everything like that in the comment section down below. Always curious to read what you guys are saying. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show your support and excitement. So in regards to these two episodes to follow this, coming episode this week, let's go over the stuff regarding episode 7, which is entitled Lockdown First. Well, the episode is titled Lockdown, just it's not called Lockdown First. And we actually did see footage of this in the trailer that came out a few weeks ago. And I think it might have also contained some stuff from episode 8 as well. But I only say that because in the voiceover in the trailer, it mentions something that most likely relates to what we will go over in the episode 8 portion of this video. But I'm not 100% sure about all of that, so don't take that as concrete. So we do have the synopsis for episode 7, aka Lockdown, so let's read it out and then go over it. When a criminal invades the CCPD, Barry and Kramer must trust and rely on each other if they're going to make it out safely. Meanwhile, Caitlyn learns a valuable lesson while out with Snow and Mark. Now it says out with Snow and Mark. I think it's meant to say Frost and Mark. I think someone at the CW made a bit of a boo-boo there. I think it's meant to say Frost and Mark. Actually, I'm 99% sure it's meant to say Frost and Mark. Now, of course, getting straight to the point with this synopsis, the criminal in question that invades the CCPD and presumably puts the CCPD, into lockdown like the episode title does suggest, is that of Goldface, aka Keith. Yeah, I always forget that his real name, or his real first name, is Keith. But of course, we know him mainly as Goldface, and I think the last time we saw him was in that Valentine's Day episode, where the now famous and just notorious line of Daddy Likes the Metal was brought to the world. Now, as we know, the world went to crap after that line came out in that episode. I think that episode aired in mid-February of 2020. And then by March, we literally went into a lockdown of our own. So I'm not saying Daddy Likes the Metal brought about bad times, but at the same time, there are some connections. Now, I don't know what that means for the future, following this episode, but I might be stocking up on some toilet paper and canned goods because who knows what Daddy's going to like after this episode. But one element that was seen early into the season, in specifically episode 1, was a change to how they portrayed Kramer to an extent. So Barry and her had a good scene between each other where Kramer was still strict, like we saw her in season 7 and all that, but there was like banter between her and Barry, which worked surprisingly well. Now, of course, as the synopsis does say, Barry and Kramer are going to have to not only work alongside each other in a difficult environment, but they're going to have to trust each other, which will be interesting because I think, honestly, this could be the make or break episode for Kramer as a character in regards to the audience's acceptance. She wasn't good at all last season, and that has really nothing to do with the actress. It like pretty much all comes down to how they wrote the character and wrote her actions. So fingers crossed that this episode works out, because a better relationship with, that also works between Barry and Kramer, the more likely you are to get Barry doing forensic stuff within episodes that, are alongside what Kramer's doing as well. So yeah, as I said, fingers crossed. Now, the last thing from this synopsis has to do with Caitlyn. Now, what happens in this part of the episode is unknown. Obviously, we haven't seen the episode. But Danielle Panabaker, who of course plays Caitlyn and Frost, did say on, I think it was an Instagram live, or it might have just been a video post on Instagram, it was one of the two. Anyway, she said that something that was going to be in season 6, not season 7, but season 6, will be in episode 7 of this season, which of course is season 8. With it being pushed from season 6 due to time constraints, and I guess maybe just during season 7 there wasn't an appropriate time to bring it up, or they just didn't really want to at that point. Now, but it is important to remember that Danielle was pregnant with her first child back in season 6, towards the end, so maybe that played a role in it being pushed out of that season story. And the irony is that she is actually pregnant again, but this episode was filmed a while ago. So there wouldn't be any similar issues if that first pregnancy was the reason this story element was pushed initially. But what is the story? Well, I guess it matters, like, is it Frost related? Because it says, like, if it's about, like, this, that's like this, what is it, like that Caitlyn's, like, this lesson that Caitlyn's going to learn. Well, I guess it's Caitlyn's sort of thing, or is it maybe like letting Snow go and, oh, not Snow, sorry, Frost. I keep saying Snow because it was in the freaking, what do you call it, the synopsis instead of Frost, but is a lesson like letting Frost be her own person. I'm not too sure if it's going to be specifically Frost related or not. The other thing is that it could be related to Caitlyn's mother. Like, that's what was happening at the end of season 6 with Caitlyn and Frost. They were going to go away with Caitlyn's mother. Well, actually they did, but then they sort of like brought Caitlyn and Frost back early into season 7. And even with Caitlyn's mother, she herself has an open story with her apparently being a meta as well. Remember there was that scene where she like pulls her hand away or something and leaves like a ice handprint or something like that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Obviously, I think they were going to address that, and then they had to shut down early during season 6 and didn't really get to do that. So yeah, it's a wait and find out. But that's it for episode 7. So let's move over to episode 8 and what that could involve. So this episode is entitled The Fire Next Time. And here is a synopsis, which, like the episode 7 synopsis, we will go over afterwards as well. Barry trusts his instincts during a murder investigation, believing the suspect despite the overwhelming evidence against him. Meanwhile, Iris gives Allegra an opportunity to be a mentor. So the thing I was talking about earlier in the video where I said that maybe there was some episode 8 footage in the trailer that was released a few weeks back had to do with this murder investigation, as in the trailer there is something said about a murderer or killer being out there or on the loose or something like that. Now, this portion of the episode has me excited as we really haven't seen Barry do much forensic work, and of course, it is his day job. Now, of course, I think it has to be a bit silly to think they could or should include it overly consistently on the show like every episode, especially for 8 seasons in every episode. But we have gone like seasons before where you don't see Barry doing any forensic work outside of maybe him sitting in his computer chair or something in the lab, or just at the computer, or randomly mixing like a test tube or something like that. And any work that is seen as forensic really is done as the Flash rather than Barry Allen. So to see Barry in his element in this episode will be very cool, and just a bit refreshing at the same time. Now, of course, in regards to Barry and him being in his element, we have a murder investigation going on where there is a suspect with a load of evidence going against him. It's probably like fingerprints and maybe even like surveillance footage of him in the area in question. But Barry believes that they are innocent and haven't done anything wrong. Now, of course, it will be interesting to see why Barry believes that. Like, is it just going to be a hunch that Barry has? and maybe how the suspect reacts to certain things? Or does Barry maybe like find one piece of evidence that doesn't really connect to this particular suspect or the rest of the evidence or something along those lines that maybe other people involved just, turn their head to or turn their head from. Now, the episode is called The Fire Next Time, and we know there is a certain fire-related character back this season, and this news actually probably came out around the time they were filming this episode, and that returning character is the Hotness, or Jacob Birch, or Give Me My Money dude from season 4. Yes, we have Goldface, and then Give Me My Money in back-to-back episodes. Now, they're calling these the interlude episodes, but I think I will call it Mega Meme March, because those 2 episodes are airing on the 15th and 22nd of March. March Madness, eat your heart out, we have March Memeness. Anyway, enough of the meme stuff. So, Jacob Birch, or the Hotness, maybe he could be the innocent suspect that Barry believes, or the suspect that Barry thinks is innocent in this episode, or, he could maybe be the one who actually is committing the crime if this is the episode that he is taking part in. I'm not too sure which way they will go. And they could do like a bit of a, misdirect where they have this dude who we know has committed crimes in the past. And we think, oh yeah, he's guilty, but Barry's, actually, wanting to believe him or something. And then it's revealed that it was someone else. But as I said, I'm not too sure which way they'll go, but it wouldn't surprise me if maybe they make him the innocent one I was saying, just due to the fact that they might want Barry and him to have a good amount of scenes together, as both actors were on Glee back in the day. That could literally be a reason why, but yeah, let's see how it plays out. Like, I want these interlude episodes to be fun and maybe even a bit silly here and there, but as long as they aren't stupid, that's really my only worry. But to finish off that synopsis and pretty much this video as a whole, the synopsis finishes with it mentioning Iris giving Allegra an opportunity to be a mentor to who? Now, this could be the episode where maybe we're introduced to Tinya Wazo, who is Phantom Girl. Phantom Girl, I think it is in the comics, who I think it was the Rap exclusively reported was going to be in this season of The Flash, and she's played by Mika Abdallah. Now, we've mentioned this character a couple of times because we weren't exactly sure where she could come in, but in the character description, from when she was initially announced, it did say that she was involved, like her story was involved with the Central City Citizen, or at least the Central City Citizen was involved with her story, and that's how she gets involved in what's going on in the show. So maybe this is who it is, because you got to remember she's going to be a teen metahuman. Allegra was a teen metahuman who, like a juvenile teen metahuman as well. Went to like juvenile detention or whatever it was. So maybe that's where maybe Iris sees that there's similarities between the 2 characters, and that's why Allegra would mentor Tinya. But that's a wait and find out. I'm not too sure exactly if that's what they're going to do, but that wouldn't surprise me too much if that is what they're going to do. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions about all of this. Any theories, predictions, let me know in the comment section down below. And are you excited for Give Me My Money or Goldface to be back the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.